Hello everybody. Boy, oh boy, am I pooped? I'm feeling a little bit jaded today. But what a wonderful past few days it's been. On Sunday evening and a bit yesterday, we've been able to sort of download our experiences and reflect together to some extent. But I wanted to share some of my initial reflections, some highlights, and also announce the 2024 dates. Before myself and the team are going to have some downtime here. Um, the convention kind of feels a little bit like its own sort of reality bubble while I'm there, and I completely get it when some people say they have a convention come down, as Graham Wood mentioned in the convention Facebook group. Um, um, I think what really won the day here this year, the 2023 UK Hypnosis Convention, was just the attitude, its glorious attitude, the joy, the love, and the way that everyone sort of treats each other with such respect and kindness. I've just been inundated with messages, comments, posts about the convention, and I've really been taken aback by it, if I'm honest. I promise everyone that I will reply individually to every single one of these things that we've been tagged in. It's particularly rewarding. Myself, Steve, and Sarah. We're not event organizers. We are hypnosis professionals who are just really, really enthusiastic about what this convention can offer the field. Lots of you have really appreciated the education on offer, and the knowledge shared by all of our presenters. For me personally, Amanda Barnier was a real star of the show, discussing and proposing, completely revamping the way we measure hypnotizability using a more componential approach. I also forced her to sit next to me at dinner, so I could bend her ear incessantly about her work, and I found that really, really enjoyable. But also, where else would you find such an eminent and highly regarded researcher such as Professor Zoltan DNS relating his own phenomenological control theory of responding to suggestion with Undine de Rivera's talk on recreational sexual applications of hypnosis? I was fascinated by him doing that, joining the two. Stephen J. Lin recounting his findings from the past 40 years of, this just the most impactful and important research that I was really in awe of. And then Tim Box and Howard Cooper, who always both make me laugh at the same time as they educate. I do feel bad highlighting any speakers, to be honest, because everyone who presented was just magnificent and really, really generous with what they were offering. We had lots of first-time speakers this year. And they were received just as well as our star names and those with big reputations. And it showed me how important it is for us to keep bringing in fresh perspectives, new faces, and also important topics that don't always get as much coverage, that are really important for clinicians. As well as education, of course, there was a lot of fun around the registration desk and the lobby of the convention, at the vendor tables. There were people being hypnotized, hypnotic phenomena being elicited. I would walk in and James would have somebody's foot stuck to the floor. David Bolton, the Federation of Ethical Stage Hypnotists, had people hypnotized in various different ways. Even during the gala dinner in our sort of bar area, there was just loads of non-stop hypnosis sessions going on and magic going on. It was really lovely to see. Following Kate Bevan-Mark's hypno games, and during the day at her vendor table, there were balloons and balloon animals. And I think at one stage, I also saw Susan Wallace's son, who was dressed in plate mail armor, wielding a balloon sword. And I was actually sat next to a yellow balloon poodle in one of the academic lectures, and I had to keep trying to not get eye contact with it. It was rather off-putting. I had to sort of make it face the other way. Karen Patek had people full of joy with her laughter yoga, and one of the attendees came out of that presentation and threw some laughter at me. It was wonderful. We both laughed a lot as a result. the NCH vendor table, what a wonderful group of people there manning that. Tracy Grist ensured that there were moustaches for all. As well as the lollipops and the fun, yeah, I've seen some very hilarious pictures of people with their moustaches. The gala dinner, there was disco dancing and singing, and I do have to say that the first rule of Underground After Party Club is that we don't talk about Underground After Party Club, but if you were there, you'll know what fun it was. Big shout out to Graham Webber, sharing music, playing his guitar. Him and Angelo had a dance floor limbo session going on at one point, which was hilarious. And we had Darren Brown there. And once my seemingly crippling initial nerves had waned somewhat, I felt that, as well as hearing some of his fascinating position and explanation of hypnosis, along with some hilarious anecdotes and experiences that he's had. He also shared some really, poignant. So there was some really sort of poignantly and personally shared take on happiness. Shared some of his thoughts on how stoicism has a place in his life, and I really enjoyed his contribution. He's a very humble man, and I just thought it was very cool having him, here at our convention. But the connections, the networking, the discussions, the stuff that's all going on parallel to the presentations and the education and the fun. There were YouTube lives happening in the hotel lobby. There were presenters and attendees, hatching plans. And some even have shared with me some amazing sounding collaborations. One particular street hypnosis collaboration that we're hoping is going to feature at next year's convention. Speaking of which, let me get on with the big points today. The date for the 2024 UK Hypnosis Convention is the weekend of the 15th, 16th, and 17th of November. So the 2024 UK Hypnosis Convention, 15th, 16th, 17th of November. We had quite a bit of feedback about it not clashing again with Remembrance Weekend. So this is the weekend after Remembrance, the 15th, 16th, 17th of November 2024. And we're going to work through the feedback in coming days and weeks. We've received so much more than previous years, and we're going to respond to it just as we have done in previous years, and we will tweak the convention to really sort of meet the needs, the things that have been stated, and so on. Early bird tickets are now available, and they will continue to be available at early bird fees until we announce our speaker lineup. So they're available as of now. If you use the code early bird, all one word, early bird, you'll receive 15% off ticket prices. And the early bird discount is the lowest fee you can ever buy the tickets for. So do make the most of that if you're sure you're going to attend in 2024. Our speaker applications will open soon. I'll announce those separately too. But that's it for now. You'll hear from me again, in the coming weeks as we kind of set things up and then have some downtime. Thanks so much, everyone. You've been incredible. Bye for now.